3.5, 2, 1 3/4. Yes!
Time for the Halloween party.
I said no.
Please?
Oh, all right.
This is gonna be good.
Oh, who are you gonna call? It's alive!
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans.
We have many things to talk about, even in this backward place.
Okay, Linda. Come on out.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Mega Mike, the Movie Man, your host for today. And if you love movies, talking movies, you are in the right spot. We got an awesome spooky sequel special for you all today. We're talking all sequel kind of fun movies, a lot of them horror, and maybe a surprise or two in there. So these are the main news stories for today. We're of course going to have to talk about the Terrifier 3 poster that was leaked online, which is so cool looking. I'm so excited to show you all that and the details for it because we can see a lot through the poster itself. Well, that's going to be fun to kind of dive into. And then, of course, we've got to talk about some Kick-Ass 3 production updates, where we're at with the making of that movie. I know it seems like forever since the last one came out, but hey, 3 is on its way, so we got to talk about it. And then we got to talk about The Black Phone 2 confirmed. I didn't even know this movie could have a sequel, but apparently it's starting a whole new franchise. We're going to talk about how Blumhouse is doing with their sequels and all that great stuff. And not only that, normally it's only 3 news stories for you guys, but because we didn't have a show last Sunday, because instead we had a Collectors Club episode, well, I have to give you guys a little bonus, a number 4 news story here with the Trick or Treat 2 production updates. Where are they at with making that movie? And got some quotes from Matthew Vaughn in there, and that's going to be really fun to kind of slice into as well, all those details. And then, of course, as always, we'll have the Ask Anything section where you can ask anything your heart desires, and you can see if it will come true. You know, it's like the Wishmaster, right? But yeah, that'll be super fun as well. So I will say, try to stay on topic as much as possible in the sections we are in. Of course, I love the audience interaction, so the more comments, the more questions related to the topics, the better. And then, of course, we'll have that Ask Anything at the end as a kind of catch-all section. And so that's going to be a lot of fun today. And let me go ahead and remind you guys, before we dive into the comments here, if you love movies just like me, go ahead and mega slash that like and subscribe to help support this amazing community. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest movie topics, movie news, physical media topics. You know I cover it all on this channel related to movies. So if you love movies, then you're in the right spot. You got to get that subscribe going, that notification bell. Also, check out the Mega memberships because there's some really good deals there, looking at getting exclusive perks and content, exclusive reviews, unboxings, and of course some of the higher tiers you get to choose the live stream topics. So for example, if you wanted me to cover a specific movie news story, then hey, you could definitely let me know to do that, and a whole bunch more stuff. You can tell me your favorite franchise and we'll have a whole live stream on it. So that's always a whole lot of fun. And of course, yeah, tons of merch on the channel to check out for Mega Mike the Movie Man merch. And then, of course, we also have Collectors Club merch and, a whole bunch of fun stuff. So, yeah, a lot of great stuff on the channel. Just wanted to give everybody a chance to type down some comments there while I promote a little bit. Also, we are making the push to 1,500 subs here. We are so close. We are closing in on 1,470. I was hoping to get the 1,500 subs by the end of my 2-year YouTube anniversary, which is actually Halloween Day. Believe it or not, 2 years, from Halloween. That's when I started my YouTube journey, where actually my first video was a review of Halloween, and I showed off the Halloween steelbook just because it's my favorite horror movie of all time. And so, yeah, that's why I'm representing Halloween today, my favorite horror franchise, as a little callback to the beginnings of the Mega Mike the Movie Man journey. But we're so close. We're so close. Like 32 away from 1,500 subs. So if you guys can help me in any way, share this out to people love movies. Of course, all the likes, the comments, the view time, all totally helps a whole bunch. And of course, as you think about, hey, these subs and all these things, just have this in your mind. I know this helps me when I think about this.
Help me get one more.
That's it. Just help me get one more. If everyone can kind of help me get one more, boom, we're already going to be there. So I appreciate you guys in advance. So thank you all. But let's dive into these comments. We got to see who is here today. We got Mega Movie Mom in the chats today. Good morning, everyone. It's crazy windy out there. Ooh, well, that is perfect for spooky season, because you got the wind howling out there. But I mean, hopefully you guys are staying safe out there. I know the wind in that area can be brutal sometimes. So don't fly away out there now, okay? But yeah, no wind over here. This is very calm weather out here. Uh, so not too bad for me. Let's see, we got Adrian James in here, always in the chats. But hey, Mega Movie Mom beat you today, Adrian. But still, second place is great. Hello there, Mike. Happy Sunday. Yes, happy Sunday, spooky Sunday, the Sunday before Halloween, right? Halloween is upon us. This year has flown by so quickly, it's unbelievable. I didn't even get a chance to get out the spirit Halloween. That's how crazy this time has been and just how much the time has flown by. So wow. Like it was just yesterday. I'm like, oh, we're getting into Halloween season, and now Halloween is almost here. Wow, it is wild. We got Craig saying hello as well. Hello, Craig, another longtime supporter of the channel. Um, we got Bridget here. Bridget, is this my first time seeing you in the chat? If so, welcome to this amazing league of mega film fans, this amazing community here. We're happy to have you. And yeah, thanks for supporting the channel. You are absolutely awesome. So, see, this is great. I know we're going to hit that 1,500 sub mark soon. You guys are just so awesome. Speaking of awesomeness, we got Hisham out there. Hello, Mikey Mike. How are you doing? I like how you put the twist on it. Mikey Mike. It's kind of like Marky Mark, like Mark Wahlberg. Marky Mark. We got Mikey Mike. Oh, that's a tongue twister, though. The three in there. That can almost trip you up a little bit, but I'll take it, Hisham. I am doing good today. I woke up early. I set the alarm, got a little workout in. I was watching my Blue Beetle 4K Steelbook that came in early from Best Buy. So it's been a good, productive morning. And yeah, so I'm still kind of tired, though. So good thing I got my little mug. Got my mug of coffee, Oogie Boogie. So good. Yeah, you guys can hear my slurpy noises there, I'm sure. But yeah, waking up for sure. Hey, we got Jerry in the house. What's up, Jerry? How are you doing out there? Jerry was on one of my streams this month. He was on I think was the fall film stream, if I remember correctly. Jerry, correct me if I'm wrong. But that was such a fun stream. We recommended out our favorite fall films. Oh, that was a blast. We've done a lot of great live streams this month. So if you guys have missed those, watch them on the replay. You don't always have to watch them on the live. It's great if you can, but if you have to watch it on the replay, hey, that still really helps out the channel. Watch it on the replay, click the like, leave a comment, and we'll still have a great time. Craig saying no win in Lawndale. That's good, yeah. Hisham saying, are you afraid of a clown? Like a specific clown or clowns in general? Actually, I'm not really too afraid of clowns. I actually quite like clowns. I think they're funny. I mean, they look funny with the red noses and the makeup. But there are some movies with horror clowns in them that scared me when I was younger. So when I was younger, maybe a little bit more. Like I did my Rad 9 challenge video, which was so fun to talk about the Rad 9 movies that scared me. And I know I had some clown movies on there, right? I had Terrifier 2 on there, but that's more because it was like brutal graphic scenes in there, not necessarily Art the Clown's design himself, but just what he did. Same with like Pennywise in the It movie. Like, I mean, he could bite little Georgie's arm off. I mean, he was wild, right? So I think it's more the actions than the look of the clown themselves. And then what was the other one? Devil's Rejects, right? Yeah, yeah. And so I think it's more of the actions than it just being a clown. Like the clown itself, just like in clown makeup, like, no, the clowns are funny. I mean, they're cool. I don't got no problem with clowns. I don't got a clown phobia. But when you get into some horror movies and then they're doing some really horrific things, that's where it gets me. But good question. Very fun question. Yeah, I like comments like that. Very fun. Okay, let's get into what you guys are here for, the news stories. So speaking of Terrifier, we got to talk Terrifier 3 poster in details. And so how kind of this came about was they're doing a re-release for Terrifier 2 in theaters. I think it's November 1st, if I'm correct. But they're doing a re-release of Terrifier 2, and apparently with this, they're giving out Terrifier 3 posters, which is really, really cool. I almost considered going after hearing they were giving out a poster. I'm like, that's kind of cool. I'll take a give me. Why not? But also, apparently, like, they're doing a trailer teaser kind of thing for Terrifier 3, I think at the end of it. And it's supposed to be kind of a hefty trailer too. I think it's like a couple minute trailer or so. So that's pretty cool. So I don't know if they're considering it the official trailer or if it's still a teaser, but a longer teaser. But I mean, it's really cool information on this. Let's bring up the article stuff. And of course, I have all the articles linked below. So if you want to see where I got my sources from and see even more details, you can definitely check those out in the description. But let's bring this up, and I'm going to show the Terrifier 3 poster. I don't think it's considered a spoiler. I mean, it's a poster, right? I mean, how can a poster be a spoiler? It's for marketing. But here we go anyway. Terrifier 3 will be set during an entirely new time of year. So far, all the canonical feature appearances by the murderous slasher Art the Clown, David Howard Thornton, have taken place on or around Halloween night. After Art's appearances in All Hallows Eve and Terrifier, writer-director Damien Leone resurrected the character for another bloody rampage in 2022's Terrifier 2, which became a surprise theatrical hit off the back of buzzy reports of audience members falling ill while watching the intense gore scenes. Shortly after Terrifier 3 was confirmed with an eye on a 2024 release, Bloody Disgusting, who are behind the distribution of Terrifier 2, made a huge reveal about the sequel, Terrifier 3, after a poster leaked online. The Terrifier 3 poster, which will be given out at upcoming November 1st re-release screenings of Terrifier 2, that also feature a 2 to 3 minute sneak peek of the next movie, features an axe-wielding Art the Clown in front of a Christmas tree that uses intestines for garlands, wearing a sweater depicting Santa with his eyes gouged out. In response to the leak, Bloody Disgusting officially confirmed that Terrifier 3 will indeed be set around Christmas. Woo! Wow, a lot of news in there. And oh my goodness, if you're a Terrifier fan, you got to be hyped up for this. And I'm excited for this because now we're taking the slasher to the holiday season. Of course, we've had, other horror holiday classics before, but I mean, to see now Art the Clown during the holiday season, that's going to just add a whole new kind of style to the holidays, right? And that poster was brutal. Check it out again. I'm going to enlarge it a little bit here. It's going to cover me just a little bit. But look at this poster. I mean, oh my goodness. Intestines as the garlands. Got people's faces on the tree. We have, the Santa Claus face, the eyes out. Oh my gosh. So did they take out Santa Claus in this movie? Like, what's going on with that? I mean, this is completely going bonkers. I mean, this is even more fantasy than it was before, but total horror fantasy. How wild is this one gonna get? I mean, this just looks brutal. Very cool looking poster though for horror fans, I'm sure. But wow, this is gonna get intense. And I didn't know how they could kind of, uh, surpassed the second one because the second one was brutal. Oh my gosh, it was so brutal. It said people were falling ill in the movie theaters. I was gagging myself. And I've seen a lot of horror movies, and I'm like, yeah, nothing really phases me anymore. But Terrifier 2, I'm like, woo, okay. Bringing something new to the table here. I see. So yeah, Terrifier 3, holiday season. I love that. We don't get so many, iconic slashers during the holiday season for some weird reason. But now we're gonna get Terrifier 3 during the holiday season. We're gonna get Scream 7 during the holiday season. I mean, it's like gonna be a holiday bonanza with all these slashers. So very excited for this. I love changing the setting of horror movies so it keeps them more fresh, right? I always think that's something to do to keep it fresh so the movies don't blend together. It's like almost like a lot of the Friday the 13th movies, they stay at Camp Crystal Lake. So some of them start to blend together until they do something different. Like he goes to Manhattan, right? And we change up the setting. So I like them changing the setting with this. Hopefully they can pull it off well. Wonder how large the budget's going to be. I think it's going to be even more than the last one. And the last one was very low budget, and they did a wonderful job making it almost seem not low budget. I mean, what they were able to pull off with that movie, I was shocked with. You had a great final girl in there with Sienna. Cool costume too she was wearing. But I mean, it was a really good movie. The only thing, it was a little too long. little too long. It was like 2 hours 30 or 40, little too long. I would have kept it to 2 hours, but still, I was pleasantly surprised with it. So very excited for Terrifier 3. Anybody a Terrifier fan out there? What'd you guys think of the poster? Are you guys excited for it taking place in holiday season? Would you rather have more horror movies take place around the holidays, you know? Let's see. Did we get any comments on this? I don't know if we have any Terrifier fans in here. We got Hisham saying, when I was a kid, I was afraid of a doll and a mannequin statue because they always smiling and like watching us. I know, yeah, mannequins can be a little creepy, right? Especially how they design them. I don't know. Sometimes the faces look off on them. But dolls can definitely be creepy. Once again, it's all in the face, right? I know I got pops around me, but pops aren't creepy. Pops are cool because they got the big eyes. They're like, psh. I really like pops though. But some dolls can be creepy for sure. Absolutely, no doubt about that. But I'm taking there's nobody's a Terrifier fan in here this early. Yeah, it's too early for that terrifying stuff, right? I got you guys. But once again, I'm sure Terrifier fans are excited for that. And it would be cool if more movies gave out posters like that. I know sometimes when I go to Regal, they'll do some posters. They're not always the greatest. But hey, it would be cool if they could do more give me's going to the theater. I think that maybe would encourage more people to go to the theaters. And even more than just posters, maybe they gave out collectibles. Like, could you imagine if they gave out like a little bobblehead or like a statue or something? I mean, of course, it would have to be in a certain price range to make it viable enough. So they're not going to give you like a hot toy, but something, just a little collectible type of thing. That would be kind of cool, I would think. Like when I went and saw Aquaman, the first one, they gave out a exclusive Regal Black Manta pop, and that was so cool. But I had to bring like 3 people to the theater to get the pop, so that sold more tickets for them and I got a cool collectible. Everybody won. I think they should think about kind of some business strategies like that. Let's see. We got a Hisham saying looked classic poster 70s. Yeah, it did have that 70s feel to it, kind of, right? 70s horror movie film. Let's look at that again. Yeah, it does. I get what you're saying there, Hisham. I like it. I like the design a lot. There's a lot of details in it too. Fits the franchise perfect. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I like the poster quite a bit. Let's see. Okay. Uh, awesome. So let's get into the next news. Let's get into the next news here, right? A lot of news stories to cover. Now, if you're not a horror fan, we still got a superhero story for you all. This is the Mega Movie Morning Show, so we got something super for you guys. Let's talk some Kick-Ass, right? So next year we're rebooting Kick-Ass and we're making Kingsman 3. Kick-Ass sort of changed people's perception of what a superhero film is at the time. So we're doing it again. Vaughn revealed at New York Comic Con 2023 in October, doubling down on both the fact that Kick-Ass 3 is happening and that it will be a reboot. On the second point, he elaborated, so it's none of the characters from the other Kick-Ass. We'd like to bring them back after the reboot, but this reboot is just going off on a tangent that I really can't talk about, but it's fun. Vaughn has confirmed that the reboot script is ready to go and said that the premise for Kick-Ass 3 is so effing nuts that I can't talk about it. Based on Vaughn's comments, it seems that Kick-Ass reboot will push the envelope even further than the original films. He added, "We are going to reboot it where people will be like, he is insane." Comments made by Vaughn in 2023 then confirmed that the reboot wouldn't mean starting the story of Kick-Ass from scratch for all the characters recast, but would be about new characters with originals able to return after Kick-Ass 3. Now, I'm excited because I'm a big fan of this franchise. I like both of the first 2 movies. I know some people are a little harsh on the second one, but I think the second one has some comedic gold moments. I think there's some brutal action in there. So I do quite like the second one. Of course, the first one's great with Nicolas Cage as Big Daddy. But I mean, you got a great cast in there, right? Aaron Taylor Johnson's in there, Chloe Grace Moretz in there. All these great cast members and really cool characters. It was like a brutal superhero film, rated R, bloody, gory action, but had a lot of heart to it. So I mean, the first one can get you teary eyed with that Big Daddy stuff. So I really like those movies. So I'm excited to hear they're doing a third one. This is a reboot. Am I excited for it to be a reboot? And you guys are gonna have to let me know if you're excited for it to be a reboot. I don't know. Reboots are always tough. Sometimes reboots can work well, but I'm almost like, well, shouldn't we have some of the same characters from the first one? At least could you have Hit Girl in there? Something to kind of anchor the movie. At least that's what I would probably prefer. But now they did leave the door open saying that these legacy characters could return in a future sequel. So that's at least something. So maybe in the fourth one, we'll get more of a legacy sequel to the reboot, which will be really, really cool. So I like how that possibility is still open. And the reboot definitely can be great. I don't know. Now Matthew Vaughn's work, he's done the Kingsman movies. I did like the first Kingsman movie quite a bit. That was really cool. That was like James Bond, but more like hardcore art action. But it's a really, really cool feel to the movie. Great acting talent. I didn't like the second one as much. I didn't like the second one as much. And then, the prequel I thought was awful. Oh my gosh. Was it The Kingsman or something like that? I mean, it was kind of a cool story premise, but execution of it, there was just too many weird, bizarre moments in there. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sold on this Kingsman stuff, but yeah, this franchise, I am excited for. So I will take a third one all day. Do you guys like that franchise? Uh, are you a fan of these characters? Are you happy with them to do a reboot? Would you prefer a legacy sequel? Would you just do a direct, like, third one sequel? Same characters, we're continuing the story. Just everybody's a lot older now. Because there's so many different ways you could go with it that I think could still work. How would you guys approach this franchise? If you guys have any thoughts out there. Hisham is saying, "Who's your favorite kick-ass character?" I mean, Hit Girl's awesome. She is just totally brutal. She's the one who does all the training for the characters. She took on kind of the Big Daddy mantle after the first one. So to me, she's the standout. Chloe Grace Moretz is a really good actor. At least in my opinion, everything she's been in, I think she's done a wonderful job. So I think she's a really, really good character. But there's been so many good characters. Especially the second one had a lot of funny characters in there. I mean, Mick Lovin as the villain, right? Forgot the actor's name, but he does a good job, right? He's so funny. The mother effer, right? He's called Mother Rasha's in there. Oh my gosh, so funny. Oh my gosh, so many funny moments in the second one. I think the second one's underrated. But yeah, it's a great group of characters, and I don't think that franchise gets talked about much anymore. But I would love to see some sequels of that. So I'm happy that they're now in, I guess you would say, pre-production. Got a script ready to go. Now we just need the actor strike to finish up, so now they can, get casting going, get the filming, right, get that all going. So it's gonna be a while before we see this one. I would say at least 2 years, if anything. So I would guess a 2025 release date, right? We're gonna have kind of a film desert for a while, I guess you could call it, with all the, you know, with the strikes that went on. We're gonna have some dry spots for a while, but at least we got a script. We got a script, and Vaughn is planning the movie. So that's enough for me to say, hey, this movie is a go. I mean, still things could go wrong, things could happen. So it's not like 100% set in stone because the movie's not made yet. And we've even seen when movies are made, they still might not get released, like a Batgirl. But I'm pretty confident in this one. I feel 90% sure that this is going to eventually come out. Give it a couple years. But ooh, I'm excited. I love the superhero movies. So any superhero movie, especially a franchise that had two pretty good ones, I'm excited for it. Let's see. Shame saying my favorite Big Daddy and Hit Girl. Oh yeah, they were a great little combo, and Nick Cage did so good. Like it's funny, like Nick Cage, he does two different kinds of movies. Like some movies, he does like an amazing performance. He gets the emotions across, and you really feel it. And then other movies are like direct to DVD, like he's just phoning it in because he needs a paycheck to pay off some taxes or something. Like you could tell the difference in like his performances, but that is one I thought he gave it his all. And yeah, they were a great little combo. Yeah, and I think that was what was special about the first one, and why people like the first one more, because Big Daddy was so good in that, and you do feel him missing in the second one. But I still think Hit Girl was able to carry enough into the second one, and we had other characters in there like who'd we have? We had Jim Carrey, right? Jim Carrey was in the second one, even though I don't know if he was having a good time on set. I've heard like different things about that, but I thought he did a pretty good job in the second one. So I still thought the second one was pretty solid myself. We got John Joe Gigolo saying, "Hey Mac, hey, what's up?" Let's see. Hisham saying, "Have you seen Super 2011? It's a ripoff, directed by James Gunn." Have not yet seen that one. I've heard about it. I do want to check it out because it is done by James Gunn. I do like his movies, at least from a creative standpoint, most of the time. So that is one I have to check out. I have to check that out. Um, yeah, definitely in the future, I'm gonna check that one out. But let's see. Let's get into our next news stories. Okay, so number 3, we got the Black Phone 2 confirmed. I didn't even know we were getting a sequel on this one because I'm like, it kind of, tied up nicely at the end of the first Black Phone. Oh, the first Black Phone was so good too. It was kind of like The Sixth Sense a little bit. I mean, it was grounded in reality, but there were some fantastical kind of ghost elements to it, right? If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But it was a good little mixture. They balanced it perfectly. It was very entertaining. It was intense. The acting was really good. Even like the kid actors did a great job in it. Ethan Hawke was so terrifying as the grabber. That mask, like this face. Oh gosh, woo! Give you those goosebumps. So I really like the Black Phone. That was one of my favorite films of the year it came out. And yeah, hey, I guess we're getting sequel, right? So let's look at this information. Let's see what this is all about. Universal Studios and Blumhouse have announced that a sequel to The Black Phone will be arriving in theaters on June 27, 2025, according to Variety. After the original movie managed to earn 161 million at the worldwide box office when it premiered on the big screen in 2022, it was clear that the studio had yet another potential franchise on its hand. It's currently unknown if any cast members from the previous entry will return or if the production company will cast new faces for the upcoming sequel. A serial killer is expected to be on the loose, and a very special device is the only way to learn more about what he's capable of. When Halloween Ends brought the story of Michael Myers to an end, Blumhouse realized that they needed new franchises to carry the studio into the future. The Black Phone 2 will be a part of the production company's plan to give the best value to their properties, alongside 2025's Megan 2.0 and The Exorcist Deceiver. And with the box office performance Five Nights at Freddy's is set to display during its opening weekend, it's becoming clear that Blumhouse could become an even bigger powerhouse when it comes to horror cinema. It remains to be seen where they attempt to take the story of the grabber next. Doo, doo, doo. Well, yeah, Blumhouse is doing great. Oh my goodness, they've been having some good years, and it was fascinating. I just learned a little bit more about Jason Blum through a Shark Tank episode. He was a guest shark on, I think it was episode 5 of season 15, this current season. So this episode just came out. I was watching it on what was it, Hulu. Yeah, streaming it on Hulu. And it was interesting to learn about Jason Blum and Blumhouse and like how he started. Like it was really difficult to get things going, but he had a hit with Paranormal Activity, super low budget movie, made a ton of money. And after making that money, I mean, it was just off to the races with Blumhouse. And they've had so many hits. They've had so many good movies. Yeah, they've had some failures, the Halloween stuff didn't end so good. They're kind of struggling with Exorcist Believer there, but they had the Black Phone, which they said made what, over 160 million. No wonder they're going to make a sequel out of it. Of course, come on. I mean, that's just obvious. Megan did really good for them, which I didn't love Megan. I thought it was fine, but to me, it just felt like the new Child's Play movie, the AI stuff, but you got the TikTok dance. Doo, 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 doo. Okay, so, but I mean, a lot of people loved it. It was making tons of money. So Blumhouse is doing good, and they want to find these new franchise properties because they know that sequels are a little bit more guaranteed to make money. Makes sense, you got to think with a smart business sense there. So I get why they're doing a Black Phone too. Now, I hope they don't go all new characters. Of course, new villains fine and all that, but you got to have somebody from the first movie in there, right? Maybe, the brother and sister back, or at least one of them. I don't know. You got to have some kind of tie-in, at least some kind of tie-in, and then have other new characters in there. But you got to find a really good villain actor because Ethan Hawke was really, really good as a grabber. We got to have a new kind of a villain in there. Um, That's going to be key. I think that's going to be really, really important. But I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. At first, I was thinking, wait a second, how can we make a franchise out of this? But hey, I will, until they do me wrong, I will give them the benefit of the doubt. Now, like I said, they messed up on Halloween. I really love Halloween 2018. I actually like Halloween Kills a lot more than most people, besides the ending and a few things in there getting a little faulty. Of course, Halloween Ends just ooh, that was pretty rough. That was pretty rough. Um, so yeah, I mean, Blumhouse can mess up on stuff, but they make really good stuff too. I mean, they made the Visible Man remake, which was so good with Elizabeth Moss. That was such a good movie. What else did they do? They did Upgrade. Upgrade, such a good like sci-fi kind of horror movie. Oh my gosh! So Blumhouse, they've done some really good work. So I'll give them credit where credit is due. But are you guys excited for this one? Let's see. We got Lance Jackson, the movie fan. Hey, what's up, Mike? I'm just watching Beetlejuice and later going to watch Harry Potter. Great movies for the spooky season. Are you going to watch the first Harry Potter? My favorite is number 4, but I really like 4, uh, 1 and 2. Those are my favorites. Beetlejuice, so good. Hey, Beetlejuice 2 is going to be coming out here in maybe a year or two. So very excited for that. Hey, I was watching Blue Beetle this morning. You're watching Beetlejuice. Both have Beetle in the name. I mean, coincidence or not, that's pretty cool. We got Jared Runner in the house. Hello there, everyone. Hello, Jared Runner. I don't think I've seen you in a little while in the chat here. So very happy to have you back. Let's see. Hisham saying Jim Carrey hates the movie because he hates violence. Well, then why did he sign up for a Kick-Ass sequel? That would be my first question. Because this character was very violent in the movie. So that would have not made sense. But yeah, no, I heard stuff about that too. But it's just a weird choice. And why would you sign up for that kind of movie? It's like you knew what the first one was, then you watched the first one. Why would you sign up for this? So that always kind of scratched my brain. I was like, wait a second, I don't know. Hisham saying Jim Carrey as Colonel Starr. Yeah, he was great in the role. I thought he did a good job. Hisham, first one was outstanding. First one's so good. Everybody loves the first one, but I still like the second one. I think the second one is still a lot of fun. I don't think anybody gives any credit to the second one. I still think it's pretty good. But I mean, would I probably choose the first over the second? Probably, but the second one has its fun too. Let's see. Okay. So I don't think anybody said anything about the black phone. So I don't know if you guys seen the black phone out there. Has anybody seen the black phone out there? If you haven't, it's a gem of a movie. It is so good. And it's not necessarily like straight up horror. Like it's not like brutal, like bloody horror, I guess you could say. It's not like a Terrifier movie. It's a little bit more psychological. It's a little bit more of a thriller mystery element to it. Like I said, there's some fantasy ghost stuff in there. So it's really like that Sixth Sense kind of vibe with a twist on it. Um, I thought it was a really unique premise of a movie. I thought it was very, very original. So if you haven't seen The Black Phone yet, that is one I can almost recommend to everybody out there, even if you're not into horror. Like I said, it's more thriller kind of style to it. It's very interesting, but very, very good. All right, so I give you guys 3 news stories, but I said, hey, we're gonna have a 4th one. We're gonna have a 4th one here as a little bonus, right? A little treat for you guys, as it will. We're gonna talk Trick or Treat 2 production updates. I know everybody loves Trick or Treat out there. Horror anthology stories. You get the icon of Sam in there, right? Sam, such a great character, right? He just looks so cool. And then you see the reveal of what he looks like under the mask. You're like, ooh. But he just wants some candy. That's it. He just wants some candy. Let's see. Let's look at these comments and we'll hit that news story. Hisham saying probably the Black Phone release in 2025. Yeah, I think it was saying 2025. Movie Hunter 2020. Morning, everyone. Black Phone was a good psychological horror. That's what you call it. Psychological horror. Very, very good. All right. Let's see. So next story here. Trick or Treat, right? Look at little Sam right there. See? For years, fans have been hoping for director Michael Dowdery to bring his adorable little Halloween mascot Sam back for the sequel to the spooky season favorite Trick or Treat. He's teased to a follow up as far back as 2009 in an MTV interview and even previously talked with Collider about the possible sequel a decade ago. The film has languished in development hell for about as long as it's been on the table, but that appears to be changing. At Beyond Fest 2022, Dowdery announced the sequel was in active development with all parties interested in finally reawakening Sam on the big screen. Now during a Q&A with Collider's Perry Nemiroff for Scary Perry's horror series screening of Trick or Treat, the director reaffirmed the state of development and teased a fantastic script he had at the ready. I will say this because we said it last year at the Beyond Fest screening. The sequel is in active development with Legendary, Dowdery confirmed. I will go as far to say that we have several drafts of a script. As work ramps up, he's also got the team back together. I brought back the same storyboard artist I mentioned before, Simeon Wilkins. So we have a stack of storyboards and a good fat stack of concept art done by Graham Burns as well. So it's inching along. Things are starting to get real for the sequel, though there's still so much to accomplish before casting can be considered and cameras can start rolling. So this is very pre-production for Trick or Treat 2, but we got storyboards, we got drafts of a script. I don't know what we got. It didn't say final script in there. It said drafts of a script. But we're getting progress on there. That's what I like to see, some progress being made. So I think this one is going to take a little bit longer to come out. It's not like Black Phone 2 coming out in 2025. I can see this one taking 3 or 4 years to really get finalized. But I mean, everybody loves Trick or Treat. Everybody knows Trick or Treat. Everybody knows Sam as a true horror icon now. And it's like, really? I mean, how did Sam just become a horror icon with that one movie? But he did. It was something about that character, just the look to him was great. So, am I excited for Trick or Treat 2? So. I've only seen Trick or Treat once. I'm not a massive horror anthology fan. Like, I don't like, separate stories. I like one story, but they did kind of tie them together with them being on the same neighborhood. So that was kind of cool. Maybe we can do something like that again. But if I was a massive anthology fan, oh yeah, Trick or Treat did a great job. But I need to go back and rewatch it. I kind of want to watch it. If they ever do a re-release on the big screen, I think that would be cool. I want to see it with a group of fans. I think that would give it a different experience than just watching it at home. But are you guys Trick or Treat fans out there? Are you guys excited for a sequel? Do you think this is actually going to happen? Out of all the sequels we talked about today, this is the one in the least production stage and the one that has the most work to get to, at least from what I could see from the story details. So, I mean, we know Terrifier 3 is coming out. We know Black Phone 2 is confirmed, right? Kick Ass 3 is going to be worked on, right? So I think Trick or Treat's the fourth one, I would say. Least likely to happen, but I still think there's a really strong. I'd give it because everything can get messed up in production. I'd give that one to come out in the next 5 years a 50% chance. I think that's solid. I give it a 50% chance. I don't want to be too confident in a Trick or Treat sequel. But do you guys like that one? Let's see. We've got Dell on movies here. Hey Dell, how you doing out there? Let's see. Everybody saying hello. Awesome. Oh, we got Tyler in here. Hi, Mike and everyone. Hello, Tyler. How are you doing out there? How is school going? You ready for a break, right? I feel I'm ready for like winter break. Let's see. Oh, we got Huck in here, a fellow Collectors Club member, Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. Good morning, everyone. If you missed Huck's trivia episode, he had a ton of people on there. It was super fun. Definitely go check out his channel and watch the replay on that. And then once again, as we got more people in here, a reminder, we had an awesome Collectors Club episode, the Super Slasher Spectacular, a couple weeks ago. Such a fun stream. Showed a lot of great horror slasher collectibles. We gave horror slasher recommendations and saw even other guest videos in there. It was a fun time. It was so cool. So if you missed the replay on that, definitely check that one out. Very, very fun. All right. Let's see. Let's get into, well, those were the news stories. So any last minute questions or comments on any of the news stories covered? Once again, for people just joining in, this is what we covered today. We talked about the Terrifier 3 poster and details, which once again, let's look at the poster because that poster was so cool. Look at that poster. That poster is just something else. Oh my goodness. Terrifier taking place during the holiday season. I'm ready for that. Talk about an awesome iconic slasher. Art the Clown is now an icon as well. He's a new modern icon, just like Sam from Trick or Treat. But that poster is just woo. All right, and then what else we got? We got the talking about, of course. Let's see. Let me bring the banner here. We talked about Kick-Ass 3 production updates. Matthew Vaughn talking about he's working on it. It's going to be made. Very excited for that to get confirmed. We talked about the Black Phone 2 being confirmed by Blumhouse and how they have like sequel-itis now, and they're making all these franchises off their movies. So that was really interesting. So we're gonna get a lot of horror movies from Blumhouse going forward. Oh, and another side note I forgot to mention: we just had Five Nights at Freddy's come out. If you want to see my thoughts on that, I did a short 1 minute out of theater reaction. But the movie made a ton of money. I think it blew past expectations. I think it made what domestic was it 80 million? I think worldwide, global, I think it made another 60 million there. So I mean, you combine both together, it just made a ton of money. And so you know they're going to do a sequel to Five Nights at Freddy too. So they're cooking now. The Blumhouse is cooking on these horror movies. They can make them cheap enough, and they make a good amount of money, and that's the Blum strategy right there. So we're gonna get a lot of horror movies coming out in the future. So, it's the horror renaissance, right? I mean, yeah, and then we just talked about the Trick or Treat production updates. This one, once again, Trick or Treat 2, I still think has like a 50% chance of happening in the next 5 years, but there's been progress made. So I will take progress any day. But now getting into the ask anything section. Of course, ask anything you would like. Like I said, you can talk about the previous news stories, other news stories. If you guys want to talk anything else that came out in the movie world, because I didn't cover everything. There was a lot that could be talked about. So you guys let me know that in the comments. And just anything your heart desires. If you want me to talk any physical media topics, future movies coming out. Hey, if you want me to do another review on Five Nights at Freddy's here right now live, put me on the spot. We can definitely talk about it. But yeah, you guys gotta let me know what do you like out there. But let's see, we got some more people in the chat too. Let's see, we have Tyler saying, "How has your day been?" It's been good, very productive. You know, got up early, got my workout in, watching my Blue Beetle on 4K because my 4K steelbook came in from Best Buy, and that movie's so fun. It's not perfect, it's not great, it's not anything super new or different, but there's a good comedic tone to Blue Beetle, and I enjoyed it. I thought the acting was great. George Lopez, ooh, so good in the movie, and then the Nana in there, ooh, very very good. Let's see, we got to mention Scott here. I know is another superhero fan saying hello to everybody. See, Dimension, are you excited for a Kick-Ass 3 out there? You getting prepped for that? Hisham saying after 16 years, Trick or Treat 2 never got a sequel. Yeah, but they're making progress. They got some scripts. They got some storyboards. I think it's gonna happen. I think like it's a 50% chance. 50% chance at coin toss that happens in the next 5 years. It will definitely happen sometime, but we'll see. Tyler's saying I haven't seen the Black Phone yet. Ooh, treat yourself, Tyler. Watch the Black Phone. So good. I haven't heard anybody that did not at least like the Black Phone that watched it. It's very, very good. I mean, out of the movies we talked about today, out of the franchises we talked today, I, I don't know. Black Phone might be the top recommendation, especially for spooky season. It's so good. Let's see. Jerry's like, I want to see some Funko Pops. Ooh, okay, okay. I got the Funko Pops right here. I'll tease you a little bit. I did do a pre-recording video of my haul, my October haul. That's gonna come out on, I think it's Wednesday. I do think it's Wednesday. It's gonna come out or Thursday. I think it's Wednesday. So I show them off there. But you guys are here. You're here right now. I will show you 3 Funko Pops I got. Okay, 3 Funko Pops, and they're all superhero related. So first up, we were just talking a little bit of Aquaman. Black Manta. Yes, I had to pick up Black Manta from Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I'm a massive Black Manta fan. One of my favorite villains of all time. I just love the look to him. Right, that big silver metal helmet. It's like a kind of like a fishbowl. I love the big red eyes. And then he has the trident in there. So it's like his classic suit, but with the trident. Very, very cool. If you've seen the trailer to Aquaman 2, you know what that's all about, story premise wise. But I'm so excited for this movie. It's gonna be great. James Wan's directing it. Why are people not excited? I get it. I get it. It's not gonna, mean anything else later in the DC universe, but it can still be a really good, solid movie on its own. That's what I'm hoping for. The trailer looks so fun. I'm excited for it. I'm excited. That's what matters, right? All right, some other ones. Okay, we got a couple more here. Show you guys these. I'm glad, Jerry, you mentioned about the Funko Pops. I wasn't even thinking about them. But we got Captain Marvel, right? We got the Marvels coming out. But I picked up this one. I just love the design there, right? With the blacks, whites, and reds. And yeah, the suit's just really cool. And this was a 23 summer limited edition convention one. All right, she's holding the axe right there. Kind of reminds me of Thor a little bit, right? I just thought this one looked really cool. It tempted me. I was tempted the other day in Target. I'm just like, ooh, it's catching my eye. It's catching my eye. I gotta pick it up, right? It's catching my eye. You guys let me know what you think of these Funko Pops too in the comments, okay? And then the last one, number three here. Ooh, look at this. We got She-Hulk. Ooh, and the holiday attire. We got the elf ears, got the Santa hat. I mean, right? She has a little present for everybody. Very festive for the holiday season. But oh yeah, yeah. Had to pick up She-Hulk. Calling my name. Calling my name. We got to get festive this time of year, right? That's what it's all about. So those were the 3 recent Funko Pops I picked up. So hope you guys like those. Let's see. Craig is saying, any update on the actor strike? Last I heard, they were going to the negotiation table, but they're still at that standpoint of where the actors want to get paid a certain amount of money based off of subscriber count. And last time I heard that the studio execs really don't want to do that. So any amount too. It's like any amount because I think they were only saying I don't know if they were at a dollar something before. They went down to like 50 something cents, something like that. That didn't seem like a massive amount, but I guess there's a lot of actors, so it does add up. But that was the part that was really stopping negotiations. So I think they're still at the negotiation table, but my guess, my prediction, I don't think this is going to get solved anytime soon. And we almost got the holidays coming up here. And if it doesn't get solved by, the holidays, once we hit Thanksgiving time, nothing's going to get done in Hollywood. Then we're waiting till the new year. So if they don't get to a deal soon, it's going to be on pause. It is going to be on pause. So that's why, yeah, this actor strike is going to go a lot longer, I think, than the writer strike. Yeah. It's just there's more actors, right? So it's going to be more expensive to the studios. And, it's just, yeah, there's some things there that they can't get to a compromise on. So, man, hopefully it gets all settled though and best for everybody on both sides by the end of this. But yeah, it's sad. Yeah, very sad. Movie Hunter 2020 Blue Beetle was a good origin story, even though I think the Nemesis could have been a little better. Oh yeah, the villain. The villain was okay. It's like it was very kind of standard superhero formulaic kind of plot points, but what made it really cool and different was the actors. Oh, they brought so much personality. They all did a great job. The family dynamics with the culture, right? I thought that was really the heart of the story. So I did think it was, yeah, I thought it was a solid, good origin story. It's not one of my favorite movies of all time, but it was good enough. It was good enough to where I'm like, okay, I liked it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I rewatched it again this morning. But now, I mean, we might get Blue Beetle back. I don't know. James Gunn's all over the place. He's like, oh, the movie story doesn't count, but I can keep some of the actors and characters around. What, James Gunn? This makes no sense. I'm super confused. And we cover this movie news, and we're still confused. So, yeah, I don't know what James Gunn's doing. This is not going good for him. Dimension Scott saying, never seen the Kick-Ass. What? Dimension Scott, you've never seen that franchise before? They are awesome superhero films. Oh my, you got to get on that, Dimension. Got to get on that. Treat yourself. I'm telling you, both of them are very, very good and entertaining. So fun. And so many great superhero characters, too. The costumes are awesome. Oh, they are so good. So good. Tyler saying I was supposed to see Five Nights at Freddy, but my cinema in the UK is asking for ID for me and my brother. Isn't it PG-13? Well, I know the rating system might work differently in the UK. What is the rating system for that? What's the age on that? Right? Are they treating it as a more mature movie over there? Really? If they are, I'm surprised because yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's PG-13, so they didn't even have much blood in there. And a lot of stuff was cut away and a lot of stuff was in the shadows, which I thought kind of hurt the movie. It's like the same thing Blumhouse did with Megan, where they would always cut away with a lot of these scenes. Um, which I thought hurt the movie, but I get it, they want the families to come out to it. So it was much more of a gateway horror kind of family spooky season movie that I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're IDing you, for that one. Yeah. Hmm. Dimension saying lately I've been enjoying my PS5. Nice. You playing that Spider-Man 2? Everybody be playing Spider-Man 2. I don't got a PS5, so I'm not playing Spider-Man 2. If I got a PS5 though, it would be all about Mortal Kombat 1 for me. I love Mortal Kombat. Haven't played Mortal Kombat 1. That's what I would be on for like a year. Let's see. Jerry saying I only got 200, not many. 200 pops? That's a lot of pops. That's a good amount of pops. I know I got more pops. But I got way too many pops. 200 is a good amount. That's a lot. Uh, John, you got the same amount of pops? 200 is great. 200 is a good amount. Hisham saying, speaking about Marvel, Brie Larson want to quit playing Captain Marvel in MCU because she can't stand down with toxin fans and haters. Well, I mean, that's the internet age for you, right? It's going to happen. There's going to be haters out there. But I don't know. MCU is not doing so well overall. So I don't know where the MCU is going to go. I think we need a hard reboot, like pause it for like 2-3 years, and then hard reboot. We bring back none of the same characters. We start off fresh, and we don't go no multiverse route. No more multiverse. No time traveling. None of these dimensions like going. No, none of that. None of that. No, no, no. That's what messed up the MCU in the first place. We take it back to basics. Let's go back to basics. That's what I would do. Let's see. Dell saying I'm going second. The recommendation to see the Kick-Ass movies, both very fun. Yep, they're awesome. Tyler saying I feel sorry for Brie. Oh yeah, she's a talented actor, no doubt, no doubt. She's very good. Let's see. Hisham, why you hate Barbie? It's not the movie for me, and I don't think I was the target audience, so that's totally fine. My wife really liked it. Everybody I talked to, but actually, I've talked to people that don't like it either. It's funny. It's either you love it or you hate it. So I know some people that don't like it as well. It just wasn't the movie for me. It was presented as a family comedy movie that I didn't find funny at all, and I didn't find it family friendly. So right at there, I was just like, look, I'm out. Yeah, so just no entertainment value to me at all. But that's okay. Everybody else loved it, made box office money, and that's good for movies in general. So I will take that as a win. Let's see. Tyler saying it is R-rated in the UK. I was so annoyed. They did it with Venom 2 as well. Wow. That is so shocking. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Oh my gosh. So they gave it an R rating over there. Wow, they are tough on those ratings over there then. Oh my goodness. John Joe Gigolo says FNAF was a lot of fun. I may be biased, but I sat to my 9-year-old and it's her favorite movie of the year. Oh, that's nice. So the movie did exactly what it's supposed to, in my opinion. That's great. That's great. Yeah, totally more of a family spooky season kind of movie. Kind of reminds me of like a Casper or a Hocus Pocus, like along the kind of appeal to those lines, right? The whole family. So yeah, I think they accomplished what they were trying to with the movie. But for me personally, just my taste, it was fine. It was fine. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. Just kind of in the middle for me. It was like, okay, I like the animatronics, the music's pretty cool. Um, but I don't know. It just wasn't like anything I was like mind blown by, like, oh, this is awesome. I'm gonna have a FNAF party. But I don't know the video games either. So maybe because I didn't have that connection, who knows? But yeah, I thought it was all right. Hey, Sham saying, what's your favorite Steelbook of 2023? Oh, you got to go with the Mist Steelbook, right? The Mist Steelbook design is outrageous. Oh, so good. But there's been so many good Lionsgate ones. Fall was really good as well. The Wicker Man was really good, but I think I would lean towards The Mist design-wise, because even the discs were really cool and designed perfectly with the movie in there. So, yeah, I would go, The Mist. The Mist was so good. Oh, such a good design for a steelbook, and not a bad movie either. Fun, spooky movie. Mhm. There's been so many good steelbook releases though. Oh, this has been a year for physical media. So much good physical media stuff out there. They're pumping out this stuff for collectors. I love it. I love seeing it. So even though they're pulling out stuff out of stores, we still got a lot of online options. So, collecting's still alive, everybody. Hisham saying Deadpool 3 probably delayed again November, December. Yeah, it's delayed for sure. For sure delayed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna have a dry spot for like at least a year, or if not more, where it's like nothing is out. And I think something took its spot, right? Because it moved off of May. Didn't they say Captain America, the next one, was gonna take its spot then? But is that movie even done? Is the next Captain America movie even done? That kind of confused me. Because I'm like, wait, is that one done? Is that one all finished filming? Or what's going on with that one? I don't know if I'm excited for Captain America 4. But I am excited for Deadpool 3. That looks really fun. But yeah, it's delayed. It's delayed. So we'll see when it comes out. John is saying, I need that Mist still. The Crank still was. Yeah, the Crank was a good one. The Mist still so good. Let's see. Huck saying, I felt the same way about FNAF. I liked it, not loved it. Not yeah, it's right in the middle. It's right in the middle. It's not like, oh, it was a complete waste of time. But it wasn't like, oh, this is gonna make my top 10 of the year. It was just like, okay, all right. But now we're gonna get a whole franchise off of it. So get ready for that. It's funny, always the movies I'm kind of like about seem to do great at the box office. We Mario, Barbie, and now FNAF. It's like I'm on them, and then they do amazing. So that's how we predict box office from now. Okay, this is how we're gonna predict box office. If I feel about the movie, it's gonna do amazing. Oh, like even Oppenheimer, I was on. If I feel about the movie, it's gonna do amazing at the box office. That's now the new prediction tool. Everybody should ask me, hey, Mike, what movie do you feel about? That movie's gonna do good. If it's a movie I'm super excited for, it's probably gonna tank. Like Dumb Money, I thought was amazing, and I was like, "Look, made $5." John saying, "Huck, did you watch it with the kiddo? It's definitely more enjoyable that way." Yeah, I could see it being good with, depending who you're around, depending on the audience. But my theater was pretty packed actually, and that's another sign I knew it was gonna do good. It was pretty packed. Like I was with my wife, but there was a lot of people in the theater. There was lines at the concessions. So I'm like, oh, FNAF's gonna do good box office wise. Like families came out to this one. So yeah, that's amazing. Let's see. Hisham said, "Are your wife anime lovers?" She probably watches more anime than me. I've only seen like Dragon Ball Z, My Hero Academia. There was actually a re-release of an anime movie I kind of wanted to see. I forgot what it was called, but it's where the person like walks through different doors. Kind of looked interesting. Um, but I wasn't able to get to the theater, and I don't think I'm able to get to the theater for a re-release of it. But occasionally I'll watch like an anime movie if it's out in theaters. It just depends. But I'm definitely not an anime like massive fan where like I know a lot of anime stuff. That is definitely a blind spot for me. 100% a blind spot for me. Let's see. Huck saying, John Brooke said friends only. Laugh out loud. So she went to the theater and saw it with all like minded kids and watched it. Oh, I watched it on Peacock. Yeah. Hey, but that's kind of a cool thing though, because it's like it still made money even though it came out on Peacock. Because I heard other people were like, oh, I'll watch it on Peacock. But like friends went out to this movie, and we haven't seen that in a while for a movie where it's like, oh, if somebody was going to the theater, they were bringing along a couple friends at least. That's where you make money at the box office. They have to have it where you're bringing out people. You're bringing out friends or you're bringing out family. Those are the movies that are going to do well. That's why Mario did good. That's why Barbie did good. I don't know. Is that how Oppenheimer did? Did families go out to Oppenheimer? That one was kind of a curveball at me. I think really, honestly, Barbie really helped Oppenheimer, but I don't think Nolan's gonna admit it. But yeah, that's the key. You gotta get the families and friends out to the movie. But yeah, it seems like the Peacock strategy hasn't really hurt Blumhouse at all, but it's hurt other streaming services like Warner when they released all their stuff day and date for that one year. But it seems like it's successful with Blumhouse and Universal. I don't know what's different about them, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's horror movies. Who knows? Let's see. Hisham says, "What do you think about Loki season 2? Episode 2, 3, and 4. Haven't seen them yet. I've only seen the first episode. I need to get caught up on them. I am actually watching Ahsoka now, though. I've seen most of the Ahsoka episodes, and the next up will be finishing off the Loki stuff. It's just the first episode I thought was okay. It didn't like mind blow me, so I didn't feel like it was one I needed to rush to watch every week. You mentioned saying what are some overrated horror movies that comes to mind. It would be like Freaky, which I know Huck loves as well. Overrated. Sorry, Freaky is not overrated. That's underrated. Let me think. Overrated. An overrated horror movie. I guess like the original Halloween 2. I just don't think hospitals are scary, so I've never super loved that one. Another overrated horror movie. Overrated. See, it's always easy to think of underrated. Overrated. That's a tough one. I guess I would go original Halloween too. Let's see. Let's say Elijah is saying, I'm sad that physical media is dying. I have 1,200 plus DVDs and more. Well, physical media is not dying. It is not dying, okay? Now, it's being pulled from big box retailers, and I will have an update video on that this week. But just because it's being pulled from in-store locations doesn't mean physical media is dying. You're still going to have online options that appeal to collectors. You're always going to have Amazon, but then you're always going to have these boutique labels, which they do a great job on packaging and editions anyway, so that's not a bad thing. So there's still plenty of physical media online options, no matter what. Even if all the physical stores disappear, there's still going to be physical media for a good long while. Let's see. Craig saying, are you going to any Halloween parties this week? Nope. No Halloween parties for me. I used to do that kind of stuff, but I've just gotten older and gotten tired and just I don't even got a Halloween costume. I got this mask. No partying for me. I'm just tired these days. I'm tired, man. Let's see. My mom saying, I like Captain America. I was so disappointed with Barbie. See, I know there's not fans of Barbie out there. I know 90% of the people love it, but there's people out there that don't like it, just like me. Let's see. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. I've heard physical media is dying the last time. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, of course. But yeah, it'll still be around. Hisham says, I haven't seen them. Elijah's saying, one of my DVDs PC is worth 43 because they no longer make them. Yeah, things can go out of print and whatnot, and yeah. Let's say physical media as in hard copy games as well. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you'll probably be able to get them online. I mean, I like hard copy everything. I like hard copy games too, because I know people will say, oh, well, you got to download the game anyway. Like, first, when you plug it in, it's going to start downloading. But yeah, it still takes up less space, the hard copy. Even though you're still going to take up download space, you take up way more download space if it's complete digital, at least from what I've noticed. I'm no video game console expert. I haven't been in the video games as much in a long time. But even my wife tried it because she was doing the cartridge games for the Switch. And I'm like, hey, that's how I would do it because you're going to take up less space. And then one time she was like, no, I don't want to go get the hard copy game. Let me just download it. And then it took up so much space. She started having to delete stuff and all that. And I'm like, see, that's what I said. You want the physical copy because they're going to take up less space on there. But yeah, that's just me. I like hard copy everything. Yeah, if I can get a hard copy, I prefer that. Dimension Scott says, overrated horror to me is Scream 2 because I don't think the killer's motivation applies to me. The college setting is not that interesting. Ooh, that's a hot take right there, Dimension. Yeah, I like Scream 2 quite a bit. I do. Let's see. And then Adrian, sad about Matthew Perry passing away at just 54. Yeah, just heard the news on that. It's been on all the social medias. Yeah, very, very sad. But hey, that just shows life is short. You got to do what you love today. Got to do what you love today because you don't know how many tomorrows there are for you, right? So you got to do what you love. You can't wait. You can't say, hey, I'm going to wait another year. No. You do it now. Do it now, You got to follow your dreams and passions now, right? Let's see. Any other last minute comments or questions? Are we ready to wrap this up? I'll let you guys know kind of what's coming up here as we get in the last minute comments or questions. You guys know I'm trying to do a video a day. So we'll have Amazon deals on Monday. We'll have a physical media news topic on Tuesday to update everybody about, retail locations, what's going on with some of that stuff. We'll have, of course, my October haul video. Definitely want to look out for that. I got massive stacks of movies in October I wasn't even expecting, but there were so many boutique label sales. It was getting outrageous on stuff. I got some collectibles in there too. So that's gonna come out. And then I think Thursday that will be Mega Movie Numbers, where we talk about all the hottest physical media sold and compare the numbers. There's some shocking numbers this week. So yeah, I do ask, hey, yeah, you guys can watch those videos whenever you can, watch them in the background as you get ready. Might be. They're usually 5 to 15 minute long. Doesn't get longer than that, so they don't take too much time. Just watch them in the background. You leave a comment, you hit that like. Oh, massive, massive help. So once again, if you just joined in, you joined in later, go ahead, slash that like button for me before we get out of here. Go ahead, slash that like. Really appreciate it. Once again, if you're new, visiting for the first time, go ahead, click that subscribe and notification bell so you stay entertained and up to date on all the movie topics, right? Physical media, all that great stuff. We cover it all on this channel. So if you love movies, you're in the right spot. And then, yeah, feel free to check out memberships for some exclusive perks out there. But that's what we have upcoming in terms of pre-recorded videos. But we have some amazing live streams. Let's not forget about that. We got a live stream tomorrow night. That's going to be our favorite horror props. Yeah, horror, spooky movie props. We're going to be talking those with the Collectors Club. So that's, Huck, Derek, Tim, Collectors Club, talking our favorite horror props. That's tomorrow night. That's going to be a lot of fun. 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then a Friday night, if I'm remembering correctly, I think it's November 3rd, we got our Criterion pregame show. We got a massive stacked panel for that. We got like 9 members on that. Ooh, we are getting prepped for that sale because November is almost here. Got to get ready for that sale. So we're going to be giving some recommendations, talking all that fun stuff. So very excited for that. That's going to be a great time as well. But so much stuff, so much great movie stuff coming up. So be locked in for that. Be ready for all that. But yeah, I don't think we have any last minute comments here. So thank you all for stopping by, supporting the channel, supporting the community. You are all awesome. And, just have a great day out there and go watch a movie now.